You're watching the news on the hour brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN. I am Mzubechi Frank. You are welcome. The Bishop of the Diocese of Nsukka, Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Aloysius Abo, has commended Christians in Nigeria for their prayers concerning the country and the forthcoming 2019 general election. According to him, it was the prayers of Christians that have kept the country going, and it's also responsible for the successful party's primaries. Bishop Abo made this comment in an interview with ACNN News correspondent Nwane Ogechukwu in Abuja. He said that Christians should go beyond praying by participating fully in the election and by shunning any form of vote selling.
Christians in Nigeria, first of all, I want to commend them for the prayers that have been offered for this election. And I think all that have been happening for the past 6 months are God's way of answering the prayers, the turnaround in the political structures, the primaries, and the kind of oneness of opinion and decision to make a change. People are crying that something must be done through this election. To me, it's an answer to our prayers. Again, beyond praying, Christians, first of all, should be part of this election fully. Let everybody come out and vote. That's one. Secondly, we must reject buying of our votes. Whosoever that is offering you anything to influence your voting, that person doesn't love you, he doesn't love this country. And so we should reject it and even shout on them. And I think church should kind of let every unit church speak to their members, encourage them to vote, and let them reject this vote buying.
He further called on Christians who are holding political positions to shine a light in their offices by exhibiting the attitude of Christ.
Let Christians in politics bring in Christian character in politics. Let them not remove Christianity from that aspect of life. Christianity is about our daily living. All that we do, our faith, our doctrine, our character must reflect in everything. Whether you are a party agent, whether you are an electoral officer, whether you are a politician, whether you are a candidate, as long as you're a Christian, let your Christian life and attitude reflect in all that you are doing.
The bishop also called on the federal government to hasten the release of Leah Sharibu and encouraged Khan to be bold and stand up for what is right.
The release of Leah Sharibu is actually long overdue. The federal government should do everything possible to see that this girl's life is safe and that she's rescued. And the church, in addition to prayers, I'm happy and commend the Northern Can, for what they did last week. And I think it should not be left for the Northern Can alone. The Can in Nigeria should continue staging protests until this girl is released. At least every week, let's do something, let's speak, so that the entire world will hear us and that the government should sit up.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has attacked the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. In a tweet by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku noted that under Buhari's watch, Nigeria had become headquarters of extreme poverty, and further assured Nigerians that if elected, he will empower youths and women by at least making 40% of his cabinet women and youths, and that would serve as a form of eliminating hunger. Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has shed some light on why leaders from the southeast are protesting the nomination of former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi as running mate to People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Atiku Abubakar. The governor, who is the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, spoke after signing a memorandum of understanding with the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) on socio-economic development, maintained that nobody is against Peter Obi and that the Southeast leaders must sit with the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), and if all must have to work together, the leaders must be part of the decision-making. The governor remarked that if Atiku just picked his running mate without people from other regions seeing the list and making choices, there could have been no complaints. Meanwhile, the Bishop of the Diocese of Nsukka Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Aloysius Abo, has called on the Southeast leaders to unite together and support Peter Obi, who has been picked as Atiku's running mate. He made this known during an interview in Abuja.
Peter Obi is, to me, the right person to take that position. Everybody knows 8 years that he stayed in Anambra State, laid the foundation for that state. He may not be the best, but he has the quality to represent us, and everybody should support that. Not everybody should be the vice president, it's just one person at a time. So those that are speaking, they are not actually speaking for us. They are saying that they have not been consulted. What they are saying now, they didn't consult all of us because we are all stakeholders. So they don't need to be consulted. So let them support him and let's speak with one voice.
Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State has announced the appointment of Abiodun Oyebanji as the secretary to the state government. Fayemi, in a statement, also confirmed Biodun Omoleye as chief of staff to the governor and Yinka Oyebode as chief press secretary to the governor. Oyebanji, a former university lecturer, had previously served as chief of staff during the administration of Otunbaniyi Adebayo and was commissioner for budget and economic planning during Fayemi's first term. Omoleye is a former university administrator and former chairman of Ijore local government and had also served as special advisor in the governor's office. Oyebode, a seasoned journalist, served as chief press secretary to the governor during Fayemi's first term. He later served as special advisor on media to him when he was Minister of Mines and Steel Development. The statement said the appointments are with immediate effect. Governor Kashim Shettima of Borno State has led a delegation to condole with the family of late Miss Hawa Mohammed Lima, one of the 8 workers attached to the International Committee of the Red Cross, murdered by Boko Haram. She was adopted during one of the deadly terrorist attacks on Ran, the headquarters of Kala Balge local government area of the state. The visit was also on behalf of President Muhammad Buhari ahead of a presidential delegation coming afterwards. Late Hawa Mohammed Liman was assassinated by her captors following the expiration of the deadline issued by the terrorists to ICRC and the Nigerian government. Condoling the bereaved family, Governor Kashim Shettima described the late humanitarian worker as someone who lost her life while serving humanity and offered a special prayer for the peaceful repose of her soul. He assured that the government will carry the family along, describing her death as devastating, and condemned the activities of the terrorists, described them as anti-Islamic, maintaining that they will soon be completely decimated. The deceased, aged 24, is survived by her father, Alhaji Mohammed Liman, her mother and siblings. James Ibori, who was jailed in Britain for laundering tens of millions of dollars in stolen public funds through British banks and properties, lost an appeal against his conviction in London. Mr. Ibori was governor of oil-producing Delta State in southern Nigeria for 8 years. He had pleaded guilty in a London court in 2012 to a 10-count charge of fraud and money laundering involving sums amounting to at least £50 million. He received a 13-year jail sentence, of which he served half, as is common in the British system. Mr. Ibori, who is now back in Nigeria, appealed against his conviction, alleging misconduct by British police and prosecutors, which he argued tainted the judiciary process. We shall now go on a short commercial break. News on the hour continues in a moment. Please stay with us.
Acnn University admission has commenced. Programs on offer include undergraduate, postgraduate, part-time, HND conversion, foundation and pre-degree programs in faculties of law, humanities, education, natural sciences, social sciences, and management sciences. Faculty of Engineering offers mechanical, electrical, electronics, and computer engineering. Faculty of Environmental Studies features architecture and estate management. Our tuition is affordable and payable in 3 installments.
Visit www.acu.edu.ng for online application, screening, and admission letter. Giving our state-of-the-art facilities, well-equipped libraries, decent learning environment, and distinguished lecturers. Apply now by logging on to www.acu.edu.ng or call 0814 592-0637.
Acnn University, raising godly intellectuals.
You are welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at ACNNTV.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And for Eyewitness, please report or send your video clips or pictures to news@acnntv.com or acnnnigeria@gmail.com. And now to foreign news. The Archbishop of Canterbury, the Most Reverend Justin Welby, has admonished Nigerians to embrace peace and reconciliation as a credible tool to settling conflicts. He said peace is universal but unconditional, adding that truth is a way to curb conflicts which bring security in the society. Justin Welby said this when he and the Secretary General of the Anglican Communion, Dr. Josiah Idowu took part in a pre-election interfaith peace conference held in Nigeria while in Abuja. Archbishop Justin held separate meetings with President Muhammad Buhari and opposition presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. According to him, reconciliation is the major problem among political leaders as it faces opposition from those who seek gain from disorder and disruption, which gives advantage to those with evil intentions. Meanwhile, the Archbishop had also expressed his distress over the difficulties and problems faced by Nigerians as he regarded Nigeria to be a great country which has been a friend and a teacher to him. The call to reconciliation requires leadership, and the Archbishop has taken the task and responsibility of reconciling people to one another and to God. He called on the candidate to set a standard for themselves which is much higher than the 2015 elections, which followed the right conduct of the elections without violence, and accept the outcome of the results of the 2019 elections, and further called on religious leaders to encourage their members to perform their civic duties according to their conscience. A former Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town, Most Reverend Desmond Tutu, has reportedly returned home after a 2-week stay in hospital following long-term battle with prostate cancer. The report was released by his office, adding that he was regathering his strength. The South African anti-apartheid icon and a former bishop of Johannesburg, who recently celebrated his birthday, has had several stays in hospital in recent years. He was taken to hospital in Cape Town on September 27th for tests. The much-loved former Archbishop of Cape Town gained worldwide prominence for his strong opposition to apartheid white minority rule in South Africa and had won Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. A Prime Minister of the Ethiopian government, Abiy Ahmed, has reportedly unveiled a downsized cabinet where half the members are women, According to Prime Minister Abi's Chief of Staff, Fitsum Arega, women occupy key positions in the 20-member cabinet that includes a newly created Ministry of Peace to oversee the federal police and intelligence agencies. He also said that women are assigned to run key ministerial portfolios, including ministries of peace, trade and industry, and defense. The previous cabinet had 28 ministers, of which only 5 were women. The shake-up is the latest in a series of dramatic reforms implemented by Abiy Ahmed since he took office in April, after more than 2 years of anti-government unrest that contributed to his predecessor's sudden resignation. The Prime Minister's measures have included ending 2 decades of conflict with neighboring Eritrea, releasing jailed dissidents, welcoming formerly banned groups back into the country, and announcing plans to privatize major state-owned industries. So it's on that note that we draw the curtain on this edition of the News on the Hour. I want to thank you for watching. I am Zubechi Frank.